What's going on, YouTube? This is Calvin Russell here, CEO and founder of Club Credit Consultation. Hope everyone's doing well today. All right, so every time I do a video in this spot, normally I'm over there in the corner, and for some reason, it always goes in and out. I don't know why. Don't worry, we won't have that happening today. But I want to go over something real quick. Lately, I've been reviewing a lot of credit reports, and some people, they have been considering bankruptcy. And of course, I'm not 100% against bankruptcy. There are some cases where I won't necessarily recommend it, but there are some cases where, I'm like, man, you know what? Don't give up. Sometimes you just may just want to throw in the towel. I'm telling you, don't give up. But there are some situations which, it's like, man, it may actually make sense. Like, I'll give an example. There was a young lady who had $200,000 in hospital bills. She was in a car accident, real bad car accident. And like something was in my eye, and real accident, and had over $200,000 in hospital bills. And when you got that kind of problem, man, that may be the only way out that makes sense. So but either way, I strongly recommend me taking a look at your credit report. For those who don't know, we will view your credit report for free and do an evaluation. We've had so many people, that we are like 2 or 3 days behind, whereas tomorrow and a couple days next week, we're gonna have fully dedicated where I won't do anything else but look at free credit reports. That's all you got to do. If you want it now, this is not just for bankruptcy people, but you guys may know someone that's like, man, I'm thinking about filing bankruptcy. And for those who don't know, I don't know if you guys pay attention, they play a lot of bankruptcy commercials if you listen to certain radio stations. Okay, so I ain't got time to go into that, but I will do a whole video on that because it's changing the mental mind. It's making people think that it's okay to accept that, hey, I can't file bankruptcy, I can't start fresh. What? No. And then the amount of money you end up spending, especially if you don't qualify for a Chapter 7. You can't just walk in and say, hey, I want a Chapter 7. You got to qualify for a Chapter 7, okay? For those who don't know, a Chapter 7 is where they wipe everything off. A Chapter 13 is a glorified payment plan. And they negotiate a certain, amount and all the rest of that stuff. If you paying them anyway, why would you pay somebody to pay somebody? No, that doesn't make sense. What we do, there's a lot of other routes that you can go. And I want to make sure I view your credit report for free. Sometimes people have an income situation, not a credit situation. Sometimes you're just not making enough money. Sometimes we just got to cut out on certain things. I'm not saying that you can't make more, which, by the way, I'm dropping something next week that's going to be crazy. Okay. And it's going to be, I'm going to tell you now, because some couple things happened in the company, and I want to make sure that we kind of slow some things down, get ready for what's about to happen next week, because nothing's stopping an 850 Club. I'm telling you. And we're at a whole new level, So, but either way, if it's you or somebody please, he says, yes, live, I promise you. So please, if you know anyone that's thinking about bankruptcy, pondering it, or even if you're not even thinking about bankruptcy, it's like, Calvin, can you just let me know, am I on the right track? I'm not gonna try to sell you anything, but if I know if I can help you and we need some time to get there, hello, Leslie, and we need some time to get there, I'm most definitely gonna let you know, because I'm gonna let you know, there are some people that don't know that this is a credit repair company. I hate to say credit repair, I hate it. There's so many people in the industry, they're not trying to necessarily help people, and they're giving them false expectations. They're telling people they can get all this stuff removed. Don't get me wrong, some can't come off, but some things won't, and it's okay. I tell people every single time. My wife and I, we bought 2 homes, okay? And I had a repossession on my credit report. So the first house we bought, I was 25 years old, okay? And then, I'm late, but I hear your message already. There you go. And I bought the house, 25. I had the repossession. 3 years later, we bought our second home. We kept the first one, turned it into a rental property, okay? For those who know the story. Then when we did that, I still had the repossession on my credit report. That's the problem. People, you guys keep thinking that you cannot build credit around the negative item. You think you have to have the repo off. You think you got to have the eviction off. You think you got to have the charge off. Banks don't care. That same bank sends me credit card offers all the time. So I'm telling you, people want your business, but you cannot make this entire list of people that you're not paying that you're not paying and then promise all of a sudden somebody else. You're going to get high interest anyway. I don't care what anybody tells you. After a bankruptcy, it's not necessarily a fresh start. You start off at high interest. It's the exact same thing as before. You're like, well, I couldn't get a credit card before. There are credit cards for people that are, that have got horrible credit, like 300 credit scores. I'm telling you, I know companies that I got 4 places right now that would give you an account with them right now if you got a 300 credit score. It won't be like that for long, but it's okay. Help. You could do it yourself too. If you want to do it yourself and hey, do your thing. But I need to make sure that you're on track. Bankruptcy is a devil. I ain't gonna say it, but I don't want nobody to feel bad because they got bad advice. And again, there are some times where, again, it makes sense, but there's a lot of times where y'all owe like $3,000 and you'll pay $1,000 just not to pay $3,000 and then start all the way over. And then you want to have it after. It's like, no, you gotta wait 2 years for a house. So it don't work. It just don't work like you think it's gonna work. So you still end up high interest. You still gonna end up rebuilding. No, and you got all this stuff on your credit report. Listen, banks don't like that. Banks are okay at credit in the past and you rebuilt from that, but they cannot stand bankruptcy. Bankruptcy means you say, listen, forget all these people. Okay, I'm telling you. She says a prison sentence. She's going in. I'm telling you. So either way, let me check those credit reports out for free. I'll look at them. And some of you guys, listen, some of you guys have shown me credit reports. One guy called me yesterday. He had an 814. And I was like, man, we need to get you this particular credit card. Not necessarily always bad. So I think sometimes we get so focused on viewing YouTube channels thinking that everything's going to be bad. It's not always bad. I like to talk about good stuff. Someone says a lot of people getting bamboozled because they think bankruptcy is the answer. Absolutely, it is not. I'm telling you. What are some things that won't come off your credit report? Because I've heard a lot of people say that they can remove almost anything. Let me tell you guys something. Banks like to see that you made things happen. The more stuff you keep getting removed or like swept or whatever the case be, I'm not against it. But you have to think like the bank thinks. The bank wants to know who have you. It's very rare that a person has this list of people that they've paid and the list of people that they've not paid. Usually, it's either a list of the people they paid or it's a list of people they haven't paid. It's not half and half. So most of the time, when people are trying to spend all this time trying to get all this stuff removed off their credit report, I'm not against it. It's just that some things just not gonna work out a certain way all the time. Okay? But either way, that's all I got for you guys. I gotta get back home. And they want to see good, absolutely. They want to see good history, not authorized uses and trade lines and all that type of stuff. It's nothing wrong with authorized uses. There's nothing wrong with trade lines and all the rest of that stuff. I think some people got their own misperception when they watch my trade line video. It's just that you have to think like a bank. A bank wants to know, what have you done? That's what they want to know. They want to know, what have you done? That's what matters, guys. But either way, those credit reports, how do you have me take a look at that for free? Go to the850club.com/coach me. You'll see the description down at the bottom. You'll see that all my other videos. And thank you guys so much. But I got some great videos on the way. And get ready, because we got tons of success stories in June. I can't wait to make the video next week for you guys to watch. Thank you so much. See you guys on the next video. If you like it, want to share it, share it. And as always, you're smart if you subscribe. See you guys later.